Hello?
Hey,
So, did I ever make you do anything that you didn't want to do? I know
you're
everyone.
recording me, aren't you?
No.
You have me on speaker.
Yeah, because, I don't like having my phone up to my ear.
Well,
I
okay.
don't like getting my screen all greasy and whatnot. You know that. You know me for how many years on that one?
God, way too many.
So, am I really going to change on that?
No,
Okay. So, why would I change now when we're not together anymore?
you can be an ass.
But, anyways, did I ever make you do anything that you didn't want to do? I know people on Xbox Live that you were talking to probably were saying that I was, but seriously, did I?
No,
And I had that program. I could have used it at any time to stop everything that
I
was
don't.
happening. Did
I
I
don't.
did I ever use it?
As far as I know of, no.
No, I didn't. Because if I had, do you think we would be having this conversation right now on the phone? Or do you think we'd probably be talking in person?
Well,
Exactly.
none of this shit probably would have happened. I blame all this shit on the state anyways. The state was the ones that were pushing me and you away.
Well, no matter what, they were actually pushing us apart. But here's the thing,
Yeah.
because all the complaints were against you, and it's been so long since the case is taking to get to court, none of that information that they did against you is even relevant now. None of it. I
Yeah, but
actually,
you know damn well as soon as I was if I was to come in back in the state, you know damn well all that shit would become relevant.
no, it wouldn't. You know why? Because in order for it
Why?
to become relevant, we would have to get remarried. My attorney already told me.
Hmm. But isn't that what you were trying to tell me? What
No.
Leah wants?
Well, yeah, Leah wants that, but you already told me that Aaliyah's not going to get what she wants.
No, she's not. You're already in a relationship and so am I.
Exactly.
I don't know.
So, but yeah. So, are you going to tell me exactly what you told Joel on what got the case started?
I
Because
already told you.
I
When
don't
I came
remember,
back,
I don't remember
when I
exactly how
came,
you said it, but
when I came back from going over there, I told you. I said that what happened is that I pulled up there and said that you were telling me that you were going to sit there and make me tell him freaking what I supposedly did and also blame all the shit that you did on me. I didn't tell him all the shit that you did. I just turned around and said just that.
on what you did.
Exactly.
In which, from what you told me, he turned around and told you that it was nothing but an accident.
Yeah, he did. He told me that
And
in his words,
he still has not told the judge about that.
but
Yeah, he has not told the judge. He's been withholding that information from the judge on what you told him exactly.
okay.
And my attorney wants to know what that is. So
Well,
I
I
was,
don't want to talk to your attorney, and I don't want to be recorded.
I know you don't. And I know you're not going to tell him. and you're not getting recorded. But I would like it if you did try to talk to him, because he's already stated that if he actually has that information about how the case got started and that you told Joel that information and everything, that he can get the termination case and everything dropped.
Yeah.
He just needs that. He just. Joel even told you, but see, Joel already told you that it was an accident. It wouldn't matter if it's your fault or not. It was an accident.
The way it feels on your attorney and all that other bullshit, that it would get dropped because I would say so or say this or that.
No, it would be getting dropped because the judge would know that what Joel had said to you after you told him. See, what Joel said would still be relevant. Joel saying that it being an accident would be relevant.
And if you want, I would be more than willing to come into court.
Yeah, well, I don't think you're going to get here in time.
Why? What's going on?
Court is this month, on the 19th and 20th.
Can't they
No.
come to you in the courtroom? Can't they do Skype?
Nope.
They
And
can't do Skype.
no. And the only way you can flip from being on one side to the other is to recant what you've already done with telling Joel and the state. You would have to,
How do you recant?
by saying that if you had known the truth about what was going on with our kids, that you would not have said or done what you did towards me.
And you know damn well that if I turn around and talk to Joel, he's going to tell me that you're telling me nothing but lies, because I went to Joel, and I talked to him telling him that, I've been hearing a whole bunch of shit from Scott, and I want to know if it's true. And he said, you know damn well that Scott lies, and he's in a bad spot right now, and it's just trying to get what he wants.
No, I'm not lying. You heard the audio recording of the video that I made with Aaliyah saying what she did. You heard it. Didn't you?
Yeah, I heard.
And how am I going to fake Aaliyah's voice? Seriously.
You're not. But still.
No. If I cannot fake her voice, that means the recording that you heard is true. And you know I wouldn't lie about something like that. And that's not the only recording I have. Did you see video number 22 off YouTube yet?
I haven't seen anything. My health is going downhill bad.
Alright, let me bring it up on my computer and I'll play it.
My medical got dropped. I've been sicker than shit. I'm not doing too good right now.
Let's see, which one is it? Is it that one? No, that's not it.
Well, as you can see.
No, that's not it.
Yeah.
That's not the video. Here it is. Here's another video of Aaliyah telling me what she does about being abused.
No, lights stay on. Come on. No, in the room, right here.
I think I found the right spot, but I'm not too sure.
One.
Can you hear it?
Vaguely.
Oh, yeah.
Now can you?
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, sit down.
We're sitting together, huh?
Yeah.
I say sit by you.
Junior, why don't you bring that over here to play with it, okay?
I was playing with that first.
Well, there you got your hands full right now. Don't you?
Look, it's just one pile.
She picked flowers for me.
But you still got your hands full, right?
Yeah,
So how are you going to play with it with your hands being full like that?
I could put it down.
Yeah, but then what do you think really will do with it?
Don't know.
Junior, bring that over here. Please. Come on. 3, 2, 1. Come on, bring it over here.
I'm not done yet.
And on this video, she actually tells me without me asking her about being abused and that.
I'm going to. Yeah.
So how are you going to play with it? I need water, not juice.
And
You get a drink soon.
and
Junior,
and
you get a drink soon.
and Dad.
Oh!
I'm going to give this one some that drink, so this can.
No, you can't drink this.
I'm going to give it to it.
No, because this is designed for you to drink, not for that.
He's
I
talking
need to
about
give
flowers
this
that he's trying to
some drink.
give
Yeah,
her
you
something
gotta
to
give it
drink.
water, straight water.
Well,
This is juice. This is not water, it's juice.
this juice.
Yeah, not water. That needs water, not juice. So, what were you telling me, Leah?
I already skipped past it.
You'll get a drink soon.
And Dad. I know, I see it.
I passed over half of what she's saying about being abused.
Guess what, Dad?
What?
They're still pulling her hair and breaking her butt. And Daddy, I want a drink.
You'll get a drink soon.
And Dad,
Oh!
Did you hear what she said about her hair being pulled and whatnot?
I'm going to give this one.
This is the second video. I didn't even ask her now, did I?
This can
No, you can't
No.
drink this.
She told me on
I'm
her own.
going to give it to it.
No, because this is designed
I
for
bet
you to
she's
drink,
not
not
saying
for
that no more.
I
Oh,
need to give
she's
this
not done.
some
There's still
drink.
more for her to say. It's coming up.
Well,
This is juice. This is not water. It's juice.
this juice.
Yeah, not water. That needs water, not juice. So, what were you telling me, Aaliyah?
And they were spanking us and pulling our hair so much, and we were crying, and they were throwing us in the corner.
Junior, it's not drinking. You gotta drink it.
They were calling her words?
And
No, they were,
they were throwing us in the corner. They were hitting our butt.
she said that they were spanking them, throwing them into the corner, and whatnot. And that they're still pulling their hair.
water, not juice.
I'll replay it right here. So, what were you telling me, Aaliyah?
And they were spanking us and pulling our hair too much, and we were crying, and they were throwing us in the corner.
Junior, it's not drinking. You gotta drink it.
And they were throwing us in the corner. They were hitting our butt, and they were pulling our hair so hard, and they were. And I was pulling Tiger's, and he pulled Tiger's tail. They had.
And they were doing all this because the kids were picking on the kitty cats.
That kids always pick on cats. That's just what they do.
Exactly.
Fucking Aaliyah picked on Missy I don't know how many times.
I know. But you heard what she said. Now, could I fake something like that?
No.
Okay, so who's lying here? Is it me or is it Joel?
Joel never said anything like that. Joel turned around and said his kids were doing just fine. They're junior. He wasn't really gaining any weight, and Aaliyah was doing good in school, and, he took it as that.
Yeah. He lied to you. Now, who's actually telling the truth? I'm playing it directly from the videos that I'm making every Friday. Okay? So, am I lying or is he?
He is.
Okay. So basically, you can recant anything and everything that you said to him. All you have to do is say, if I had known the real truth about what was going on with my kids, that I heard from my kids that my ex-husband played to me, if I had known the truth, I would not have said what I did. That's all you have to say. And they can't press charges against you for it. And all you have to do is say you're recanting what you said. And it's perfectly legal. And now I'm going to bring up the video of the conversation I had with, what's her name? The lady that is Joel's boss. She's up on the second floor from what Cheryl told me. Yeah. Now I'm going to play a little bit of where she's arguing with me about things. So you can actually hear that when I'm saying something, she's going to argue with me about it. But then when I say something else about what has already happened and everything, and she's not arguing with me about it, you'll know that she already knew the truth before it was even done. Okay?
Alright.
Months worth of abuse.
Law enforcement, I just want you to make sure you're following whatever the judge orders.
And by the way, I'm talking to her about Aaliyah being abused physically when it comes to her having bladder issues. Because I have a document. You've seen video number 20, right?
I've seen video number 20 about the document, about them trying to say it was you or whatnot, which is complete bullshit, because how can it be your fault?
Exactly. But that's paperwork that was admitted in the court case. And I told her this, but she's arguing with me about it. So I'm going to play that section, and then you'll hear all the way from there to where she's not arguing with me at all, okay?
Alright.
And I know that was your previous attorney, and since you don't have one, I just want you to, be thoughtful about that so that you don't get yourself in trouble, because if you
I
have
won't.
an attorney right now, then
But I
they
can
may...
see that no one there at Child Protection is really giving a fuck about my kids being abused in foster care.
Yes, we do care if they are, because...
Then take Joel Corrington
Just
off this
say yeah.
case.
Well, Joe,
Because...
What?
She just said yeah.
Yeah, she did. She said, yeah, that they even know that our kids are being abused. They know it, and they're not going to do anything about it. And I'm ripping into her about this. So who's telling the truth about anything?
She just said yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
She admitted to the fact that they know that our kids are being abused. And they're not going to do nothing about it.
You did play this for your attorney, right?
Yes.
Did he catch that part too?
I don't think he did.
You might want to bring that to his attention.
Yeah, I will. So, who's telling the truth to you? Obviously, it's me.
I get it, Scott. I get it.
See, I've got the evidence in order to win. And the document that Cheryl made, she already knows that it's not admissible because it's considered hearsay, you know?
Yeah.
So, it's not admissible. It's no longer a factor in the case. My attorney that I've got now already said that. He said because it was made by someone that did not witness or was not there at the time that this happened or anything, and did not see it happen or anything, it's considered hearsay, and he's going to be able to get it removed from the case. And he said that Joel, or no, not Joel, but Jay Fusion should have been able to do that already, but he didn't. He said that Jay Fusion was doing a lot of things wrong. In fact, Jay Fusion didn't even go through any of the documents from Child Protection.
What?
No, he didn't do anything. If he
Is
had...
that proven?
Yeah, I can prove it. Because when I was with my attorney for 2 to 3 hours, not last week, I think it was the week before last week, I was there for 2 to 3 hours. We went through all the paperwork from Child Protection. And he was putting stick-it notepads things down on each page that he was actually seeing information that was either going to hurt us or help us. And he was highlighting it too.
Alright.
In which,
Give your attorney my phone number. I'll go ahead and participate.
so you're going to do the recanting?
I don't have Joel's phone number. You're going to have to text it to me.
Oh, I'm not going to give you Joel's number.
Okay,
If he
what
does,
are you gonna do?
if Joel does not have your current phone number, he doesn't need it. And the only person that you
He has
actually,
his previous phone number, and I haven't given him this number yet, and I'm not going to.
the only person that you need to actually talk to is my attorney. And since you're no longer a factor in the case, you can actually talk to him and give him the information that he needs in order to throw out what you've told the state. Okay?
Alright. Give my number to your attorney.
I
I'll
will.
go ahead and talk to him. Just let me know before he calls, please.
Yeah. Do you want to finish hearing what she's saying about arguing with me, and then when she's not arguing with me?
If you want to, I'll go ahead and listen.
It's not that long. It's a maximum of like 41, 42 minutes, and we're already halfway through at 22 minutes.
Well,
So,
I have nothing better to do. Go ahead and play it.
all right.
seeing the kids. We're not going
No,
to take
he's allowing the foster parents to do so. And he's known about this since October of last year. So between October and the time that video was made of this year, it was the first video of this year.
Please calm down a little bit. What I'm trying to say
That is months worth of abuse.
Law enforcement, if they're not pursuing this, they did not feel the child was abused.
Well, what she also doesn't say is that they're not giving the cops the information on where the foster parents live either, in order for them to do a real investigation.
Well, if the kids say they're being abused and the kids say something, you should go ahead and investigate it because the child is not going to fucking lie.
Exactly. And guess what John Condren's going to be saying in court?
Oh, what?
He's going to say word for word that he thinks that the kids would be better off with me and not with the state of Idaho. Exact words.
Good.
And remember what I told you about what Jay said, that if something like that was said, that would put the case in my favor? Well, that automatically does right there. That's not including all of these videos of where Aaliyah and them are saying that they're being abused and whatnot. That's not including all that. So what do you think the judge is going to say when he hears my kids saying on video that they're being abused?
And the problem is, I never hurt those fucking kids, so I shouldn't be a factor in this whole entire fucking case.
My attorney said that you are no longer a factor with this case at all, and that the reports that was made against you is no longer relevant with the case. Oh,
Yeah, but all the kids, all the freaking accusations were all false, Scott.
I know they were. And you're going to hear that she knew that the allegation of you supposedly not feeding the kids was a lie, because she doesn't even argue with me about this at all. And she knew that Joel was going to take the kids anyways because of that false allegation. And she doesn't even argue with me about it. And that's coming up within the next 10 minutes or so, according to the video. So I'm going to keep playing, okay?
Alright.
Child was being abused, then we would absolutely follow their lead on this. But if they are not feeling that there was abuse, then it's going to be a done deal. It's not going to be determined to have been abuse. If you told me law enforcement is not pursuing this or
Okay.
filing it,
I got a question for you. How would you feel if this was your kid?
yeah, I'd probably feel like you do.
Okay then.
But do you realize that law enforcement has investigated it?
Yeah, well, they also didn't know about the documentation that I've got up on YouTube about the paperwork showing back in October of last year that my daughter was already being abused.
Okay,
And when I
that's
show
an issue
them, when they
for them.
see that video up on YouTube, and they will, they're going to realize that this has actually been going on for quite some time. And then they will do something. And then what are you going to do then at that point?
Scott, that medical report that you and I looked at was not about abuse.
It's saying that my daughter was being abused. It's saying that my daughter had bladder problems back in October.
It
Okay.
said that she had a bladder problem. It did not
Yeah,
say that
and
she
they're trying to use that against me in court.
Oh, well.
And that is...
Did you notice how she said, oh, well? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, she knew that they're trying to use that against me in court. She wasn't even going to argue with me about that. That's all she was going to say is, oh, well. Like, okay, whatever. Is what she was really saying. Here's more.
It's the same documentation that we're talking about that shows that my daughter was being abused in foster care.
I don't know what they're using against you in court, but what I'm saying is that document that you and I looked at.
Well, that is the document that I'm talking about. They are trying to use that against me in court, saying that I'm responsible for my daughter having bladder issues back in October of last year, when I didn't even have physical custody of my daughter back in October of last year. Now, how can I be responsible for something when I didn't even have physical custody of my daughter at the time that this happened?
All of the documents that your attorneys have had is something that could or may not be used in court. How do you know that someone's going to try to use that document to say it was abuse?
Common sense.
Exactly. Common sense was telling me that they're going to try and use it. You know, it really was. That's why I made a video about it. You know what Joel said to me by text after he saw video number 20? He said to me by text that I should be going to ISU for computer graphics. And that I did something that he can't even figure out how to do at all. And he said that to me by text message.
Man, what's that? What'd you do that he can't figure out?
You saw video number 20, right? You saw how I had the words typed on the screen and everything else?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said he can't even figure out how to do that at all.
Well, maybe he needs to go back to school.
He also said that what I already said about me being smart enough to do that at ISU, I turned around and asked him, straight out question, well, don't you think I'm smart enough then to be able to take care of my kids? He never answered that question at all. But he already did by saying what he did about me being smart enough to go to ISU for computer graphics. He had already answered that question, and he didn't even realize it.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I said, Joel is a real idiot. Common sense is out the window. Common sense is out the window with these guys.
We already knew that.
Yeah, well, here's more. Because within the next 4 minutes or so, I'm going to be pointing something out that was a false allegation, and that she had to have known about it before Joel came and took the kids. And she does not even argue with me about it.
Because Joel has already told me that everything that my attorney had, the attorney that I did have, is going to be used in court.
Well,
Now,
you don't
that
know
means
how,
that document is going to get used against me in court somehow.
You don't know how they're going to use it. You don't know if it's... Oh, bless you.
It doesn't matter how we're going to use it.
This was not too long after my sinus surgery. My third one.
Third one? You had to go in for another one?
Yeah, because the state knows that there's a pill that I can take to keep from having to go through surgeries, you know? But they rather pay for the surgeries instead of getting me on the medicine that's going to keep me from having the surgeries.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, and guess how much the surgeries are? Surgeries are over $60,000 a year.
And they'd rather pay for $60,000 a year than $20-$30.
No, it's actually $300 for 1 month's supply.
Oh, excuse me.
And it's only because the pill is so new for people with an allergy to grass that, yeah, it's $300 a pill. Or for a month's supply of it.
Wow.
So, yeah. They'd rather pay $60,000 instead of, let's see, maybe $1,200 to $1,500 a year. Where's the common sense on that? $1,500 versus $60,000. Where's the common sense logic?
There is none.
Exactly. Now here's more of the
Alright, what
video.
else does this bitch have to say?
You're gonna hear it because it's coming up.
Probably blood going down the back of my throat.
Oh, okay. So, you don't know if it was to say that you abused her.
Well, that's the thing, though. How can I abuse my daughter when she's in foster care and I don't have physical custody of her? But it's still in the paperwork for the case being used against me. And this isn't the first time that he's actually lied about something to the judge or anything else on paper. He's actually, and I actually do have the videos on YouTube. Okay, I don't know if you've seen them. They've got the CP case file, CV2013913. All the videos that have that case file number, and which is for the CP case.
Yeah, and I'm aware of those.
The two first videos with my kids, you can hear them in the background and whatnot. This was before the judge's court order about me not doing anything with my kids on YouTube.
Okay.
Where it shows their names or, you know.
Uh-huh.
And this was before that, so they could stay on the internet because it was before the court decision.
Right. And I'm aware
And
of
those two videos show that I did interact with my kids and whatnot. Even though Joel filed paperwork and he was sworn in under oath saying opposite. Now, that's showing that he is lying about part of the case. Let me finish before you even start saying, because I have a whole lot more to say. In fact, when he took my kids last year, when he did so, the allegation was against my ex-wife, and it was from Pocatello Children's Clinic, in which hadn't even seen my kids for a month and a half, okay, when they made this report. They hadn't seen my kids at all. But they made a report saying that my kids were not being fed. Now, how can they say something like that when they hadn't even seen my kids for a month and a half? And another doctor was actually seeing them. But he turned around and took my kids based on an allegation that was never investigated, and which was also a lie on top of it. And he knew it was a lie because he knew that we had tons of food in the house. So how can anyone support someone that's doing something like that that's illegal?
Okay. So all of these things that you're talking about are things that you need to talk with your attorney about, because that's what's going to be...
Did you see how she played that off?
Yeah.
Instead of answering the question, she diverted to talking about how I should be talking to my attorney after I get one about all this. She did not want to answer the question because she knew the truth was a lie about what had happened last year. She knew it was a lie. She just did not want to admit to it.
Well, that's the easiest way to get out of something you don't want to admit is just don't say anything.
Yeah, you divert the question away to something else, to a different topic. I already know this. So, and that's video number 22. There's more information even before where I had actually started. So when you do get a chance to see the actual whole video, go ahead and do so. It's probably going to royally piss you off after you get done seeing the whole thing. But
I'm sure.
But I got their butts between a rock and a hard place, quite literally, and I know it.
Good. Good. I'm glad. I really am.
And so, why do you think they're going to try and use that information that you gave them against me in court? And why do you think Joel lied, saying that all he is doing is lying so he can try to divert everything away from him in order to get the kids back? Why do you think Joel said that?
Right.
What reason do I have to lie? I've said it plenty of times on the videos that were on YouTube. I don't have nothing to hide. I have no reason to lie. And they know that.
If you want to go ahead and turn on your computer, I'll go ahead and do you a favor. That way you can show it to your attorney and whatnot.
Alright, give me a minute. Because my computer's already on. I just have to bring up the program.
You owe me on this, Scott. You owe me.
Yeah. And you think I don't understand or respect that? If I didn't respect you, I would have used that program like I told you that I have already. But I haven't.
Yeah.
I got the program for myself so I could use it on myself. And believe it or not, I'm down at 257, 258 pounds. I bounce around in that area.
Yeah, I dropped immediately when I came here to Michigan from Minnesota. I dropped from 220 down to from 220 down to 193 so far. I bounced from 180 to 190. But my health is also going down, and the doctors won't do much about it.
Well, you know I always made sure that you were okay when it came to your health. You always knew that. And if your boyfriend...
What's going on with my breathing?
And if your...
going on with my breathing.
And if your boyfriend actually cared, I'm not saying he doesn't, but I'm saying if he actually did, he'd be doing what I was doing, trying to make sure that you got the medical attention that you need.
Yeah, well...
Obviously, he probably doesn't care too much.
He does, it's just he's really young and doesn't know half the shit that you and me know.
Well, even when I was his age, I still cared about my friends and whatnot. I still tried to help people that I actually love, you know? Even when I was his age. I still tried to help out, if I could. So, it's not that it's his age, it's his state of mind. Is what I would actually have to say it is.
Maybe he'll grow up. Anyways,
Alright, I got it started. Go ahead.
Where? Oh, God.
Oh,
Are you supposed to ask me questions?
his name is, let me get it on my phone real quick. Tom Smith.
Okay. Alright. Obviously I'm being recorded. Cool. Awesome. Whatever. This is Tina Marie Hansen, Scott Hansen's ex-wife. Oh, goodness. I have just recently found out that my children have been abused, and I am not very happy about this. When I left the state of Idaho, I was leaving because of the stress that the state was putting me through. I was leaving because it was causing so much problems with my marriage that I had no choice but to leave. Our marriage was not stable. It was not good. And we were unhappy because of the state of Idaho and Child Protection, CPS, Joel Corrington, and everybody else who is involved. CASA, especially. Anyways, before I left, I went to Joel Corrington. I don't remember the date. I know it was in September. God, I wish I knew a date. I'm going to guess around the 10th or so. Anyways, I went up to him on my own terms. Me and Scott were having an argument the day before. I brush it off now thinking it was of stress, but at the time it was of urgency. Anyways, I went to him and told Joel that how the case got started. What happened is in July or so, we were getting ready to move to go to Phoenix, Arizona. We had plans on leaving state and starting new.
Aaliyah was on top of Junior, and she was pressing down on him. She was hurting him, and he was screaming for me. And it wasn't a normal scream like trying to get your attention. It was a scream of sheer pain. I told Aaliyah to get off. Aaliyah refused. She did not listen. She did not do anything. I was busy at the moment, washing and sweeping and whatnot. And I told her to get off of him right now. She still did not listen. So I was going to try to scare her. I did not mean to cause any harm. I would not ever hurt my children in any way, shape, or form. Before I say this, I am not that kind of mother at all. What happened is I threw a broom handle. It wasn't a handle, the broom brush that was off of the handle. I threw it aiming at the floor. Not meaning to hit her, just meaning to scare her. She got up, it hit her, and there you go. Complete, total accident. I immediately rushed over to her to comfort her, to try to check on her to make sure she was okay. She had a bump on her forehead, and me and Scott argued over it. I told Joel about this. Joel told me that obviously this was a complete accident. I did not mean to do this, he said. And he said that I was very brave for coming to him and telling him so. I told him that the situation at the house was pretty bad. Me and Scott were arguing and fighting, and I couldn't stand it no more. And I had to leave. I couldn't stay there no more. It was starting to go from verbal to physical because of the stress from the state of Idaho. He told me that the only way to deal with this is to sign over my rights. He told me so. I said that I really didn't want to because I loved my children very much. He said that he had no other way. And he said that if I would have left my husband at 221 Isaac when I had the chance, he said that I would have had my kids back by now because he felt that this was all on Scott. I told him that I know and that I'm sorry and I regret for not leaving at that time. And anyways, he gave me a hug and he told me that he would see me that next day, which was a Wednesday. I remember. It was a Wednesday the next day, so that day when I was talking to him was a Tuesday. And anyways, we went into court and I signed away my rights, which was the hardest thing I ever had to do. I regret doing it. I wish I didn't do it. I wish I would have stayed and fought. But, anyways, any other questions? Scott?
No. But why did Joel say that he felt that it was my doing? That I was to blame?
Because of everything that was going on during the case. He felt that you were very argumentative. He said that you were very argumentative, very uncooperative, and that you didn't work with CP or try to do anything for that matter. He said that I was the one who was working with them. He said that he believed that my parenting skills were better while yours weren't, is what he said to me. Basically is what he said.
Well, he actually tried saying that to me by text message, and then I turned around and shut him down because after I said what I did by text message back to him, he didn't respond back at all. You know what I said back to him about him saying that to me?
What?
I said, well, I've got all these hours worth of videos showing otherwise about my parenting skills when I'm visiting with my kids. And so if you...
and I both do.
And I also said that if you still think the judge is going to believe you over these videos, try again. Because I turned around and said... Because after I said that, I said, if a photo is worth 1,000 words, how much is hours worth of video worth? He never responded back. He knew he was in the wrong at that point. And you know what I found out from my attorney that I've got now? Remember how Joel was court ordered to do reunification?
Yes.
Did he even do it at all? From what you had seen?
No. Not with what I've seen. No, he was being, God, what is the word? Slow.
Well, guess what he did? He turned around and reported to the judge on paper saying that reunification failed. I saw the paperwork.
Bullshit.
Tom Smith showed me the paperwork saying that reunification failed.
Together. You and me were working together. We went to every single marriage counseling class. We went to all the parenting classes that were available to us. We did not miss one, even though I remember back then they were trying to say that we did. We did not. We took all the classes that were available to us. Yes, they wanted us to go to more, but those were repeats. We already learned those. Learned those. And I talked to him about it. I remember talking to him about it. Okay. I was talking to him, and I told him personally, I said that we already took those classes. We already been to those classes before. We already know what they're talking about and what we're supposed to do on those. We even written down everything we're supposed to learn. And he said, okay, you don't have to take the parenting classes. He said that we were okay without taking them. I even told you that as soon as I got back home. I told you so. And then
I remember.
Someone turned around and wrote down. I don't know who. I don't know if it was him. I don't know who it was. But someone turned around and wrote down that we skipped out on our parenting classes. Even though he turned around and told us that we didn't have to go through that. We just had to go through our marriage counseling classes, and that was it. Because I already told him that I graduated on the anger management classes. I didn't need them anymore. All we had to do at that time was just marriage counseling. That was it.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about all that. But he told the judge on paper that reunification failed. He said that to him last summer, and which is why he filed for termination. And that's why the judge allowed it.
Oh, shit.
That's what he did.
Is there anything you want to ask me while you have me on camera?
No, because it's still video recorded you saying what you did about Joel not doing reunification.
Okay,